Okay, so let's move on to question number 3. What is Hund's rule? So there are 2 parts to Hund's rule. The first one is that every orbital in a sublevel is singly occupied before any orbital is doubly occupied. And the second part of Hund's rule is that all of the electrons in singly occupied orbitals have the same spin. Okay, so this makes more sense when you actually put it into practice. So let's look at oxygen, for example. So the number of electrons in total for oxygen is 8. Okay, so let's draw out our diagram showing all the different orbitals. 1s, 2s, and then 2p. Okay, so we're going to start from the bottom and just count out just all the electrons as we write them in. So starting at the bottom, we go 1, 2. So notice that first in every orbital, you have the electrons go spinning up. We do the same thing here. So 3, 4. And then when we get to like the 2p orbital, it's gonna be 5, 6, 7. So this is what the rule means when it says all of the electrons in a singly occupied orbital have the same spin. And it also shows that every orbital in a sublevel is singly occupied before any orbital is doubly occupied. So we have the 7 and then 8. So this is the correct way of writing this. Just for comparison's sake, let's look at what happens if we did it the wrong way with 1s, 2s, 2p. This is when you would just go like 1, 2, like pointing up, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, like something weird like this. So don't do this example. Okay, so let's see what our junior tutor said. Hund's rule tells us 2 things. First, that every orbital is singly occupied before coupling, and second, that all of the electrons in the singly occupied orbitals have the same spin. To illustrate, they have the 3 electrons all pointing up, which is the correct way. If you were to do this the wrong way, you have 2 electrons pointing up and then 1 pointing down, or you have 2 electrons in the first and only 1 in the second and none in the third, so that is wrong. So this solution is correct, and they gave pretty good examples as well. Okay, so now let's move.